The year was 1954. With their sturdy, broken-down microphones, they were headed for greatness in the American West. Jack and Ron in the morning. If you don't laugh like this, you're probably normal.
The following entertainment special contains mature subject matter. Parents may consider some of the program content unsuitable for children. Parental discretion is advised.
It's the bad boys of radio. Here's Jack and Ron.
All right, we're here on a Monday at Othello's Italian Restaurant in Edmond, 1 South Broadway in historic downtown Edmond, doing the show live as we do each and every Monday at 1 o'clock Central Time. Remember, there's another Othello's in Norman as well on Campus Corner. Great Italian food. You want to check out Othello's. And you want to check out this podcast that we do each and every Monday. Although, quick reminder, next Monday, Memorial Day, we will be off for the holiday.
We're taking a holiday break?
Yeah.
We never had a chance to do that before.
No, not really, not much, not very often, I should say, in terrestrial radio. Nowadays, everybody's off for everything. I've noticed that when you and I might work a Thanksgiving and the day after and all, now they're taking off every damn day you can think of, you know. It's National Pizza Day. We'll take the day off.
Yeah. We're taking some time off to get ready for some time off.
Yeah. Well, there it is. Well, hey, we're at Othello's today, as always, and we got to thank Richard, our producer, executive producer, the guy who runs all the gear and does all the real work when it comes to making this thing happen. Jack Dam Elliott, Ron Dam Williams.
Hey.
We weren't here last Monday, and next Monday, like I said, we won't be here again due to the holiday, but after that, it should be nonstop stupidity, ignorance, and just ugliness from the two of us. I promise, okay? So be ready for it. By the way, we got to thank and mention the main sponsor of the podcast, this video podcast. It's Flash Hauler. They move everything you can think of. Like Uber moves people or transports people, Flash Hauler transports merchandise. You need to move a couch, a sofa, a washer, dryer, refrigerator. They are the ones. Download their app. Go to flashhauler.com, FLASHOLR.com. They can take care of everything. They do all kinds of moving. Whatever it is, they've got drivers all over the city. They can make it happen within a couple hours.
I have a question for our audience. Do you know what a service provider is? You don't know? Hang on. We're gonna inform you as to exactly what a service provider is and where you can find one.
We also have to mention we've got a website, Jack and Ron. JackandRon.com. JackandRon.com. Go to the website. Go to it early. Go to it often. We also have a phone number you can call and leave us a message. Don't you think it's fun to have a conversation, but a one-way conversation where somebody on the other end of the line can't respond? Go ahead. Tell us what you think. Area 405-509-5030. Again, let me give that to you. 405. Then 509-5030. Call it right now. Leave us a message. We might put it on the air today.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, if you wanted to go ahead and have some instant contact, this is the way to do it.
All right, 405-509-5030. Very good. Right.
Well, I'm looking at last week, and a number of schools, not all of them, but a number of them graduated, and I went to my granddaughter's graduation. And let me tell you,
was it a high school graduation?
High school
Okay.
graduation. Yeah.
What high school did she attend?
It's Harding Special Studies.
Okay.
And let me tell you, it was at St. Luke's Church on 15th Street. And let me tell you, the place is huge.
Is that St. Luke's United Methodist Church?
I believe it is.
I think we used to have a guy, the preacher there, used to do inspirational moments on our radio show years ago.
Yeah, well, this was pretty inspirational. The place was absolutely packed. I felt so sorry for so many people who got there early trying to save seats, and they couldn't.
Because
it was that packed, and they have a balcony, and that was full. And so for Jonna, congratulations. You headed off to Stillwater. So at this particular point, your life's journey begins. we'll be there to help you the entire way. I was so pleased. I was so happy for it, man.
Excellent.
It's a good deal.
Hey, congratulations to you. All right, we got to do Too Tough Trivia, and then we're going to quiz Richard with asinine trivia. Then we'll get to some other stuff. Remember, too, let me tell you what's coming up on the podcast so that you can decide if you want to stick around or not. Too Tough Trivia is coming up here in just moments. Dumbass Joke of the Day. News of the I'll Be Damned, Sleazy Trashy Showbiz Report, Tribond, and a whole bunch more. So get ready to get launched into nothing but fun, frivolity, and stupidity. Here we go.
All right. Too Tough Trivia, my friend. This is sort of easy. I think you guys might be able to get this as well. Only 2 states, have both a Hardee's and a Carl's Jr. What are they? Only 2 states in all of America has a Carl's Jr. and a Hardee's.
Texas and Oklahoma.
I was gonna say Oklahoma and Kansas.
Well, you're both half right.
Okay.
We're both half right. Okay.
So Oklahoma, we gotta think of the other state.
Yeah, isn't it funny? Oklahoma is I don't know, standing out for that instead of something else like the highest minimum wage paid in the United States.
Good luck with that. Well, I do know last week a survey came out. We are 4th in terms of the worst drivers in America. We are number 4. How about that?
Why?
Texas is number 1. We're number 4. But we've got
I knew we didn't beat Texas.
We have horrible drivers here, apparently.
Oh yeah,
We're ranked number 4.
See, I'm one of those individuals that I wasn't a big fan of Texas, like the Cowboys, but I'm not a big fan of Texas. And then their governor is making me even less of a fan.
By the way, you can watch us on Facebook if you didn't know that already. You can also watch us on YouTube. We're live on YouTube, correct, Richard?
Yes, sir.
On The Jack and Ron Show.
Yep.
I believe that's what it is on YouTube. Mary Ellen Miller's checking us out, as well as Cam Cox. Man, we worked with Cam so many years ago. Great guy. Cam Cox. I've known Cam since he was like 13. That's a long time ago, man.
Any stories to tell? Of
There's
course there are.
So many stories to tell, but we keep them all to ourselves. All right, we got to do Too Tough Trivia. Oh, you did that one already. Yeah. You asked us about Hardee's and Carl's Jr. So, asinine trivia. This is trivia so easy, it's asinine. And the reason we have this contest is the sales department years ago would come to us asking us to come up with a great contest to promote the hell out of some kind of crap they were trying to give away.
Hey, we're giving away a book of matches.
Yeah, and a discount coupon for 10% off on a pair of shoelaces.
Oh, so, now you're talking.
So we came up with this contest because they wanted us to make it sound like we were giving away a brand new Escalade. So at any rate, we came up with asinine trivia, kind of as a little kickback or whatever you want to call it. What do they call it? A backhanded compliment,
Yeah,
something like
that's
that.
Exact. Well, whether they called it or not, that's what it was.
All right, so asinine trivia. Now we quiz Richard. Trivia is so easy. It's asinine. Question 1, Richard. Name something you might find in a slice of raisin bread.
Bread or raisins.
Yeah, well, you got them both right. There you go.
That's tricky.
Good job. Number 2. What liquid is usually found in a swimming pool?
Oh.
H2O.
H2O, water, agua.
Or urine.
Or urine sometimes.
Depending on where you're at.
If they,
Man, you're doubling up with 2 answers at a time, and you're ready. Go ahead. Now, this one, I don't know.
By the way, speaking of the swimming pool, I remember there was a sign posted at the military school. It said, or one of the public pools said, "We don't swim in your toilet, so don't pee in our pool." See, that made sense, didn't
Respect
it?
that.
Yeah.
All right. Final question. Question number 3. Here you go, Richard. Name the 2 guys who have won more broadcast awards than any other broadcasters in the state of Oklahoma, who also spend Christmas Day sitting in a hot tub filled with bananas and Bailey's Irish Cream, and who also host the #1 video podcast in America.
Think about it now. Well, you didn't need to think about it. Yeah.
Those are the only 2 kinky ones I know.
Yeah. And thank you for making this the #1 video podcast in America, coast to coast, worldwide, global. We are on top of it. And we're on YouTube, Facebook, and then all the podcast sites on Wednesday. All the audio from this particular video is extracted and then distributed on Apple Podcast, iHeartMedia Podcast, Spreaker, Deezer, Spotify. Oh, you name, they're all out there.
You could say one word. Worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide.
There you
all
go,
podcasts.
baby.
All right.
Well, here's something else that's not happening worldwide. It's only happening in one part of the country, and that's Japan. What do you do with dirty diapers?
Are they disposables? You throw them away.
Wash them.
Disposable.
Oh, throw them away.
Okay. Not these guys. What they're doing, they're putting dirty diapers into concrete.
Oh, wow.
They're mixing it in with concrete, and they may even use some to that concrete to build homes with and things of that nature.
You got Jack choked
And
up
I got
over
that.
there. How crazy!
Got me
it
all
is.
going with this.
He can't
The
believe
water
it.
went down the wrong pipe.
He can't believe it.
Yeah. Well, so when I don't know.
Are they
obviously-
mixing it with something, or is it
Yeah,
just
the
like,
with concrete.
Concrete, I guess, huh?
Yeah, just mixing it with that concrete.
they just
man.
taking the diapers, shaking them off, and throw them into the concrete patch mixture?
Now, I don't know if they're shaking it off or not. Just throw them in there. That's what they used to do. Shake it off, and then they go ahead and dispose of it. But Japan is mixing it in with concrete. Not only is that saving as far as waste.
Yeah.
That's it exactly. But it's also helping the
Stinky.
concrete. Yeah. Well, now the concrete's not going to stink. I
You
hope.
agree with me at first.
Yeah, I thought about that, and I said, it might have a bit of an odor about it, but I don't think so. That should be great. I know the rest of the world will see how this works out, and if so, man, that is something we can take up and stop polluting the world with dirty diapers and other things. As a matter of fact, with the concrete and things
Those
of that
diapers
nature,
are awful.
yeah, let's go ahead and see what else we can throw in that concrete and stop polluting the rest of the country, the rest of the world, as a matter of fact.
There you go. Hey, here's one for you, and I think Richard would be interested in this story. 70-year-old man, his name is Don Farrell. Don was recently rescued after going missing for an entire week. Missing for a week. He'd gone into the woods on a hike. He took a bad fall. He had numerous cuts, lacerations from the fall, and a lot of infections set in. For an entire week, he lived strictly on rainwater. That's pretty impressive. Lived on rainwater. He kept telling himself, keep going, to keep himself motivated. After he was rescued, he spent a month in the hospital where doctors told him he most likely survived because maggots got into his open wounds and ate the bacteria in his body. How lucky can you get?
That's aggressive. I don't know
Man,
why you
is
thought
that
Do you
sweet?
think I would like it or just be intrigued by it?
I mean,
It's intriguing
It's very intriguing.
for one thing. It's like what bacteria did they eat? I know they ate the bacteria, but what type of bacteria did they eat? If that's the case, do they have any of that bacteria around us? And should we allow maggots to chew on us?
That's another good way of looking at it.
I remember at one time, didn't they used to have leaches? You'd put them
Yeah.
on there to
Yeah.
get rid of blood clots?
That's
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, back in the 16th, 17th century or something like that, they would have what they call bloodletting.
Yeah.
If you had a problem or something like that, they put some leeches on you and try to let it suck some of the blood, which should contain some of the bad stuff. But none of that worked because some of the people they were trying to let bleed out died.
Oh, well, I guess that can happen too.
Aren't you supposed to be watching him? Oh, I thought you were. Now, he's dead.
Here's an interesting story for you. Last Monday, a woman in Texas named Brandy Ackerman walked up to a grocery store and pulled a knife and out of her jacket and demanded the money out of the cash register. Walks into the grocery store, pulls the knife, demands money out of the cash register. But the clerk said, not give it to you. No, not today. So Brandy put the knife back in her jacket and said, I was just kidding. And then she went back into the store to do her shopping.
Huh.
She later paid for her items and then left. She was
And
gone.
got arrested.
What? And then, of course, the cops showed up. They later caught up with her and charged her with aggravated robbery. She's being held in jail on a $150,000
Well,
bond.
aggravated robbery. What did she?
she had the
What
money.
did she rob? What did she take?
She didn't take anything, but she pulled a knife and threatened. She demanded the money out of the register, but the clerk running the register said, "No, I'm not going to give it to you."
Well,
She
see,
realized she was not about that life.
now that's just simple assault. That is simple assault. If she didn't rob anything, if she didn't take anything, that's not robbery. That's assault.
It's still aggressive.
I'd have to talk.
I know.
to
I know.
I'd have to talk to the judge to
but
find
it's not.
out.
It's not like robbery.
Yeah.
Assault is. You'll get out on your own recognizance. Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
You might have been. You know this person, don't you?
no, I don't. I don't know them. But I do know they. If they have a good attorney, they can beat that robbery charge.
All right, we got to say hi to my friend Arjun. Arjun, who used to work up at the Jiffy Stop convenience store at Bryant and Memorial. Wonder what Arjun is doing today. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Well,
but he's
call
watching.
You. He can call you. Where's that number? He can call right now. We can find out what's going on. If it's a matter of fact,
Arjun, why don't you call
the
the
number? You
number?
can call as well. You got something on
Anybody
your chest,
can
you want
call.
to get it off? Well, you can get it off your chest right here.
We can call it the Get It Off Your Mind line. The phone number to call, area 405-509-5030. 405-509-5030.
There you go.
Call that number right now. Leave us a message. We're dying to hear from you. All right, so Arjun, good to have you with us. Thanks for watching. Just before we went on, like 2 minutes before we went on, my 4-year-old granddaughter, Remy, placed a FaceTime call to me. She does that quite often, and we have great little conversations, but we had to cut it short so we could go on the air. And I'm hoping and thinking maybe right now she's watching on Facebook or YouTube like everybody else.
Will mommy let her grab the phone and dial long distance?
Oh, yeah. I promise.
Especially nowadays, long distance doesn't cost.
Yeah, long
Back
distance.
in the day, you got your backside toe up.
Yeah.
Long distance.
All right, we got to get to our audio
Don't tell me
clip.
how I know.
First audio clip for the day. We've always get some good audio. Here's a money-saving hack. A bride getting married decided instead of having an elaborate caterer, somebody who charges, exorbitant amounts of money, she had Chili's cater her wedding. Here she is talking about it on TikTok.
The food was amazing, and other people said so too. I mean, they could have been lying to us, but we had chicken tenders, sliders, we had egg rolls, chips and salsa, Cajun chicken pasta, we had salad. I mean, it was the perfect meal for our wedding.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
I think
good.
as long as you got the egg rolls.
Yeah, the egg rolls,
sliders?
those were good. The Southwest egg rolls at Chili's are pretty
Really
decent.
good.
Yeah.
So all of this food, let's get this part straight. All of that came from Chili's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chili prepares all that.
Verify, yeah. That
Yeah,
sounds like the Chili's menu.
I haven't been to I've seen the Chili's menu, and they have an elaborate amount of offerings. Let's put it that way. So,
Last time you had Chili's, Ron?
Last time I had Chili's, it was this year. I know that. But I don't remember what I had. I think it was 9 times out of 10 it was a burger.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They still have the Big Mouth Burger. Isn't that what they used to call it?
That's what it was.
Big Mouth Burger. Yeah.
Yeah, I
at,
think so. And
Chili's.
they have some other different versions of that burger, and like you said, they have a extended menu.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you want, from a salad to something that'll put 1,000 pounds on your behind. They have it all there.
There you go. By the way, we're broadcasting from Othello's Italian Restaurant in Edmond. If you like great Italian food, wow, they've got it. And Monday is Build Your Own Pasta Night.
Hey, that's tonight.
I know. For $12.50, you pick the pasta. What do you want? Penne, linguine, whatever it is you want. Then you pick the sauce. Do you want Alfredo? You want red sauce? Whatever it is. And then you pick the protein. You want chicken? You want sausage? What, beef? Whatever it is. You get a plateful, a mountain of food for $12.50. It's all part of Build Your Own Pasta Night, Mondays here at Othello's.
Man, you got me hungry already.
Oh, I know. Well, we are we've always been known as being the food show because we talk so much about restaurants, food, menu items. We've been on, Ron and I have both been on Triple D, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives with Guy Fieri years ago.
They still run that, as a matter of fact.
Every so often.
Yeah.
When it does run, I get text messages from friends all over the country. Hey, I just saw you on Triple D with Guy. Anyway, this has always been known as the food show. So, and we kind of like that. The fact that we stay on top of the restaurant industry and know what's going on. We got to take a break. We're going to come back with email. And then is Roy the movie guy with us today? Okay. Roy is here. And then we'll have news of the I'll Be Damned. We've got Sleazy, Trashy Showbiz Report all coming up. Hang on. We'll take a break and be right back.
Hey, Jack, BK, I need some wings. Are you guys up there?
Affirmative. Your backup is cloud-based. It's all on the cloud nowadays.
That's funny. But you guys have the wings?
Winger, Jack, winger. Winger. Hey, they had a couple of big hits back in the 80s, remember? Winger, big hair.
Great wings don't just fall from the sky. They come from Louie's, where we're preparing food fresh daily. Come try one of our great new sandwiches. Or wings with any of 7 delicious sauces. Louie's, we're in your neighborhood.
We've got this down to a science. Over. Yeah, we're just not up here winging it.
Hey, Jack, BK, I need some wings. Are you guys up there?
Affirmative. Your backup is cloud-based. It's all on the cloud nowadays.
That's funny. But you guys have the wings?
Winger, Jack, winger. They had a couple of big hits.
Hey, Al, I thought we were meeting at Othello's.
Hey, Jack, I am at Othello's.
Well, I'm looking around and I don't see you. Well, wait, are you at Othello's in Edmond?
No, I'm at Othello's in Campus Corner in Norman.
Oh, great. Well, fortunately, both Othello's have great Italian food.
They sure do, and I'm having the baked ziti.
Ooh, I'm having chicken marsala.
Let's continue with the meeting.
Yeah, sure thing, over the phone, but I need one thing.
What's that?
Your credit card number, because you're buying. Othello's Italian Restaurant on Campus Corner in Norman and in downtown Edmond.
You bought it online, and now you need to haul that big couch. Flash hauler it. Bought a washer or dryer and need to transport it from the seller's location to yours? Flash hauler it. Have office furniture to move across town? Flash hauler it. Car breakdown and you need a tow? Flash hauler it. Anytime you need furniture or appliances moved or need a tow, Flash hauler it. Haul it, tow it, deliver it with Flash hauler. Download the Flash hauler app free. Do it now. Flash hauler. By the way, speaking of Flash Hauler, they are growing and evolving into one of Oklahoma's most innovative companies. Flash Hauler is the true game changer.
You know, we were talking about service provider just a moment.
Yep.
I know that you can go ahead and inform our audience exactly what a service provider is.
I'll do just that because they're the game changer in the moving industry. As we always say, Uber transports people, Flash Hauler transports merchandise, and a service provider is one who represents Flash Hauler and does all these different things. Mm-hmm. They have an advanced technology system putting Flash Hauler on the map. If you need something moved from point A to point B, Flash Hauler can get it moved as soon as today or tomorrow.
You know, that's not all, my friend. They offer a huge variety of services, including furniture moves, storage moves, office moves, entire house moves, and material delivery and senior moves. And the part I like, if you're getting something done in your home, maybe you're getting in a new floor, a new rug or something like that, they will come in and move their furniture around for you, my friend, just like a game of chess. Move it over here, move it over. They've got that handled.
Yeah, that's what those service providers do. They not only load a truck and move it from point A to point B and unload it, they move stuff out of your certain room that you're having remodeled, move all the stuff out, and then when it's time to move stuff back in, they do that too. I mean, you remodel, they're there for you. And most important, you can get an online estimate for your job in a flash. Get an online estimate for your job on the Flash Hauler website. That's flashhauler.com.
That's right. It's quick and easy, and all moves come with a simple, flat rate. No surprises here, my friend. No hourly charges. That's how they have become the game changers in the moving industry.
All right, here's what you do. You get your flat rate estimate online right now. You want to move something? You want to move a whole house full of furniture or just a couple of items? Go online, flashholr.com. That's flashhauler.com. Have one of the Flash Hauler service providers help make your next move perfect. Flashhauler.com. Check it out. There you go. All right. We've got to get to the email. Oh, it's time for email, isn't it?
Yes. And I was talking just a moment ago about my granddaughter graduating last week. And I don't know, apparently there were a lot of schools graduating their seniors last week. We got this email.
By the way, I wanted to throw something in here before we get to the email real fast. Emmanuel Rivera is watching E-Man. Our man, you remember E-Man?
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
The MMA guy.
Yeah, he's got a sort of a podcast going. Isn't that right, E-Man?
And he's got a show now on the Sports Animal at 6 o'clock Saturday night.
That's right.
Yeah. So, E-Man, good to have you with us, brother.
Man, he's got a job and we don't. Okay. Dear Jack and Ron, school is out and my kid thinks it's party time. I suggested that this 16-year-old get a job. After all, That's what I did. He doesn't want one. I told him, how does he plan to finance party time? Or maybe even get a car, maybe get some new clothes, something along those lines. And you know what? He didn't do this, but this is how I interpreted it. He's got his hand out to mom and dad. Don't like that. Well, what do you think? Well, it's simple. If he's coming to you with his hand like that, give him a $5 and tell him to go get a job. It's just that.
And we
simple.
don't mean a $5 bill.
Yeah, just a pow, all right there, son. Go on out there and find a job. I'm just remembering when we were much younger, we would almost take anything to make some money. Legally.
Oh, yeah.
So it's crazy. So our kids, that's spoiled these days. They don't want to go out and get a job. As many times as you see help wanted signs in various businesses, they don't want to go there and make their own money.
They're more entitled.
They're more entitled, yeah.
Jeez.
When I was 15, and of course, I'm sure it's different today because of all the ID checks and so forth. But back when I was 15, they had a new Burger King open up about a mile from my house. I went up there, filled out an app, lied about my age. I got hired. I went to work at Burger King when I was 15. Man, I knew how to make a Whopper, French fries. I knew all that stuff. Man, and at the end of the night, we were allowed, when we'd shut down and clean the place up, we were allowed to take our own food for ourselves. And we would kind of make ourselves special stuff. I made myself a Whopper with 4 patties of meat, 4 slices of cheese, all the pickles, onions, tomato, all that stuff, and fries and a shake. And that would be my dinner for the night.
Well, how long did that they stay in business with you as an employee?
We all did it. It was
that's even worse.
Every one of us would do that at the end of the shift because that was part of the benefit, I guess you would call it.
Yeah,
is
a perk.
Yeah, a little perk having the food. I doubt that they do that now. Everybody has gotten so restrictive about everything.
Oh, they have it where now they know exactly how many patties they have, therefore how many of the doubles or triples or singles, and if it's off too far, they start looking at different shifts.
Well, and now I think probably what they do is they allow people to have food, I'm guessing employees, but with a 10% discount. Oh, that's my guess.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. I don't think they let you have it free like they used to at the at Burger King when I was 15 years old. That's a long time ago.
Now you were lucky, man.
That was inspiration right there. That was it inspired you to want to work there because you got paid. I made $1.10 an hour.
Oh, look at you!
I know.
Stop bragging.
I'm with you. But $1.10 an hour was what minimum wage was back then, and I got paid $1.10 an hour. And then at the end of the night, all I could eat.
Well, see, that's good. I didn't graduate until the food industry until a little later. It was about 2 or 3 of us. We had a wagon, we had a lawnmower, a rake, and a hoe. And we would.
What was her name?
I knew that was coming. Yeah. We let her do all of the price negotiations. Anyway, at this particular point, we would walk. It seems like a mile or 2, just looking at folks' grass and knocking on the door, and we'd give them the price and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I really hated, in fact, it was my last job doing that. This guy wanted to go over one of the party wanted to go over to his aunt's house and do her yard. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, that grass was over a foot tall.
Oh yeah, when you have that kind of a problem.
And then all of a sudden, everybody started taking their turn at the lawnmower and everything. And then somebody said, it might have been me, what about the money? How much are we getting? You see how many of us are out here, because we thought about charging $15-$20 because we had to rake it up.
Well,
and everything.
Especially with the grass being a foot tall.
Yeah, and you want to rake all that stuff up. He came back. Well, she said since it was me, and I said, don't finish it. We're not getting paid. Well, she said we did such a nice. Well, if we did such a nice job, pay us.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was my last time behind the lawnmower. At least walking up and down the street, trying to knock on doors and get a gig. That's when there was a country club on Highway 9. My neighbor would go out on the weekends and help out, and he had me come with him, and I eventually got a gig out there on the weekends, and that was different. I don't have any sympathy for individuals who, young people who are sitting on their behinds with a game controller in their hands or something like that. Get out and do what your folks are doing.
Hey, it's kind of fun to go get a job, especially that first job, because you're learning a little bit about business. You're learning about being an employee, following rules, things you know that you normally don't always have to adhere to, and it's just good for you.
Did you ever eat at that restaurant, Papa's Little Italy? It was off of Hefner. And,
yeah, I did. I loved it.
That was my first job.
Really? You ate it? You worked at Papa's Little Italy?
I was a dish boy at 14 and a half, then I became the salad boy, then I became the pizza guy.
That was a good restaurant. And then they closed up and it became Catfish and Steak Cabin, and then that closed up. Now it's been closed for like years, and I think they're going to tear it down to put up a Quick Trip.
Is it Quick Trip?
Quick Trip, yeah. It's going to be one of the first Quick Trips in Oklahoma City. They've got plenty in Tulsa, but one of the first in Oklahoma City, right there at I-35 and 100 and Hefner, right? Yeah.
Young people, there's work out there for you, and in addition to money, you're going to get and learn a lot about life.
It's really good for you, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
We got to say hi to Sharita Barrett. She's checking us out on Facebook. Thanks to you, Sharita, for doing that. You want to leave us a voicemail, you can. The phone number is area 405-509-5030, 405-509-5030. Leave us a voicemail. I'd like to hear from you.
Don't request a record. Just go ahead and get what's on your mind.
There you go. All right, we got to get to Roy, the movie guy. I guess Roy is with us today with update on what's going on at the box office. Roy?
Thank you, guys. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Now let's talk about what's opening up this weekend at the box office. We have 4 new titles opening up. The first one is called About My Father, starring Sebastian Maniscalco, Robert De Niro, Leslie Bibb, and Kim Cattrall. Encouraged by his fiancée, a man and his father spend the weekend with her wealthy and exceedingly eccentric family. The gathering soon develops into a culture clash, allowing father and son to discover the true meaning of family. Rated PG-13, with a runtime of 1 hour and 29 minutes long. Next up we have The Machine, starring Burt Kreischer, Jimmy Tatro, and Mark Hamill. The past comes back to haunt Burt when a murderous mobster tries to kidnap him to atone for his crimes. With the help from his estranged father, Burt must retrace the steps of his younger self as a sociopathic crime family goes to war. Rated R, with a runtime of 1 hour and 52 minutes long. Up next we have Kandahar, starring Gerard Butler. An undercover CIA operative gets stuck in hostile territory in Afghanistan after his mission is exposed. Accompanied by his translator, he must fight enemy combatants as he tries to reach an extraction point in Kandahar. Rated R, with a runtime of 2 hours. And finally we have Mermaid. The new live-action reaches the surface and falls for the dashing Prince Eric. Following her heart, she makes a deal with the evil sea witch Ursula to experience life on land. Rated PG, with a runtime of 2 hours. And that's a look at what's opening up this weekend at the box office. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Roy, thanks. Are we back on? Okay. We had a little glitch there for momentarily.
All right, well.
But we're back up, apparently.
While we're doing that, I will tell you this. Whoa, okay, I'm not up yet. I will tell you this. The number one movie this past weekend was Fast 10. And it made $67 million, which is okay, but it's not like Guardians of the Galaxy that made $117 million. So I am willing, and I'm hoping that the Little Mermaid, I'm hoping that does well.
Fast 10. Yeah. I'm kind of told that that's called fasten, like fasten your seatbelt. Fast 10. That's kind of what they were aiming for. I'm kind of lost on that, but that's what I was told the title of the movie, or the movie, that's what they were shooting for.
All right, during the Hollywood Update, it should be quite interesting. That's on the Hollywood Update, coming up in just a little bit.
All right. I'm still having problems bringing it on. I think I found us now.
Really?
I think, maybe.
I haven't found us yet. I'm sorry.
All right, we got more audio for you. I think Ron mentioned this at the outset of the podcast. 81-year-old Martha Stewart on the cover, Sports Illustrated, swimsuit issue, along with Megan Fox, Kim Petras, and Brooks Nader. Martha talking about why she decided to do the cover, how she prepared for it. Here's Martha Stewart.
Age was a challenge. I think I met the challenge. For me, it is a testament to good living. And I think that all of us should think about good living, successful living, and not about aging. The whole aging thing is so boring. I didn't starve myself, but I didn't eat any bread or pasta for a couple of months. I went to Pilates every other day.
Staying away from all the carbs,
Yeah.
pasta and bread.
And I hope people understand that Martha Stewart, in addition to being a former model, was also a former party girl.
Oh, yeah.
She would, and as a matter of fact, did she have to move? No, she bought another house or had to move out of the neighborhood she was in or something like that. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, Martha Stewart used to have nude pool parties.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s.
And so what is the thing now? I'll do a show with Snoop. Well, okay then.
Why not?
And that was a big hit. So, you know, I've seen her on a lot of the early morning talk shows now, and she's I can tell she's getting a little older from some of her earlier interviews and this one that's going on right now. So, good luck to you. You still look good.
There you go.
Yeah, you do.
Nice job. Nice job, Martha. Looking good on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Man, I am still having problems bringing us up.
Well, I've got us up, but I don't have any.
I just sent you the link to it. Did you get it?
Yeah, I did.
Message.
But I think it did something else. Anyway, no worries. As long as we're on and people get us, that's what matters. Okay, we've got to get to news of the I'll Be Damned.
Well, bring it on.
News of the I'll Be Damned. Here we go. And by the way, if we don't acknowledge your watching the show, if we don't acknowledge your name, it's just because we've had some glitches here. We realize you're out there. You're checking it out. You're loving every minute of it, or maybe, hopefully. All right, news of the I'll Be Damned. Get this. A wedding couple in Bridgeport, Connecticut, Tracy and John O'Donnell, they ran into some trouble. At their wedding reception, they got into a fight. What? It seems the groom fed his new bride the wedding cake in too rough of a manner, after she had told him to go easy. So, when she responded by shoving cake in his face, a fight broke out between the two, and then a wedding guest called the cops. They both spent the night in jail.
Oh.
How about that? Yeah.
What a honeymoon.
Yeah. Hey, if she didn't like the cake being roughly shoved in her mouth, she won't like it all that honeymoon night.
Oh.
She won't like what her husband has planned. And I'm sure the groom was planning on having sex on his wedding night, but had no idea it would be with his cellmate. So there you go. News of the I'll Be Damned.
Oh, geez.
All right. I believe we have more audio to get to. Oh, it's one we get requests for all the time.
I love this. Absolutely love it.
It's just one of the many, many episodes of Jack and Ron's version of Leave It to Beaver, the old TV show. You remember Beaver Cleaver and his dad, Ward Cleaver, his brother Wally, and his mom. What was mom's name?
June.
June, that's right, June Cleaver. That was Barbara Billingsley who played that part. She passed away just a few years ago.
Yeah, you may remember her in
Airplane.
Airplane, yeah. She was the one that was helping the two brothers out because she spoke jive.
Yeah. That was a funny piece. All right, so anyway, it's our version of Leave It to Beaver. In this particular episode, Beaver and his buddies are going to have a treehouse sleepover. And Beaver's teacher, Miss Landers, wants Beaver's dad to come to her place for a sleepover.
Oh, really?
So let's check it out.
Gee, Dad, I feel kind of creepy.
Well, Beav, why is that?
Well, my friends Whitey and Lumpy want me to go to a sleepover in their treehouse, and they want to invite girls, and they said they were going to invite Wendy Peppercorn to be my date. I'm afraid of getting cooties, and I asked my teacher, Miss Landers, what do we do on a sleepover if girls come? She said she really doesn't know. But Miss Landers said she really wants you, Dad, to come to her place for a sleepover. Miss Landers said you guys can play games. She said you can play games like stick in your thumb, out comes a plum, and what the other game she said was Wiener, Wiener, where are you? Something to do with Oscar Mayer Red Hots, I guess. And Dad, Miss Landers has pictures of you all over her house. It's kind of funny.
What, pictures of me?
Yeah, a lot of the pictures were taken of you and Mom, but Mom has been cut out of those pictures with a pair of scissors. Dad, Miss Landers wants to know if Mom has any allergies to different foods, because Miss Landers wants to bake Mom a cake. and be friendly and stuff like that. And, you know, if there was anything that might trigger a negative bodily reaction, Miss Landers wants to know. She wondered if there was any food product that maybe makes Mom's airway constrict and cause her to choke. Miss Lander's so considerate. She is so considerate, Dad. I gotta go potty. See you later.
You know what, Beaver? Do you know what your mom looks like anymore? It's like Miss Landers. What is the deal? I gotta go. I need to talk to that woman.
Good old Miss Landers, always trying to get her claws in Beaver's dad's, business, Ward Cleaver. So
yeah, it's real interesting. I don't know about you, but when my child was in school, that never happened to me.
Me neither.
Yeah, nobody invited me over for a glass of water.
No, nobody even gave me the time of day. By the way, my daughter's watching. I mentioned our 4-year-old granddaughter FaceTimed me 2 minutes before we went on the air today, and so now they're watching. So Remy is probably seeing this, and Brittany, my daughter, says here she sent us 200 stars. That was nice. Whatever 200 stars is.
Hey, it's 200, man.
Yeah,
whatever. 200.
Thanks for the 200 stars.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no kidding.
All right, we got to get to your sleazy, trashy showbiz report.
Sort of sad, sort of happy. That's life. That's how it goes. ABC has canceled Reba McEntire's Big Sky. I think it aired about 4 or 5 times, if that, and now it's gone.
I didn't even know there was a show called Big Sky.
Yeah.
I knew Reba used to have a TV show called Reba.
Yeah.
That's in reruns now.
And see, I don't know why when you have a star who's jumping out in a new endeavor, motion picture, whatever the case may be, put the name up, make it prominent. I agree with you. Big Sky. Well, I'm thinking Western, not Reba
Sounds
McEntire.
like, yeah. I don't get. I know that, she's an extremely popular Oklahoma native.
Yeah.
Who's done very well in country music, and then had that TV show Reba that did very well apparently for a number of seasons. I'm like, man,
should have been Reba McEntire's Big Sky.
There you go. That would have maybe brought people aboard.
Well, she's not the only one who may be sitting at home wondering where the next check is coming from. Disney and Hulu dropping some shows, not just 3 or 4, dozens. Do you hear me? Dozens of shows.
Wow.
Just to save money. Hope one of them's not one you like. Well, after saying that he was done with the Fast and Furious series, you may remember this, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, said he was done. He and Vin Diesel had this little argument. Well, he's back. And he's back in this flick.
Wow.
Fast 10. He is back, and it looks like the argument may be over, or either the paycheck was big enough, one or the other, but The Rock is back. Well, my friend, NFL icon and activist Jim Brown, you may know this by now. If you don't, too bad. He passed away May 18th at the age of 87. And he was, if not the greatest running back in the NFL, he was also an activist. And let me tell you, to me, he was the greatest running back in the history of the NFL. I don't care if you're talking about records or anything like that. You think about when he was in the NFL, and the NFL then doesn't look like it does now. And this guy, he took a beating. I mean, he took a beating and had the record as far as yards gained until I think Emmitt Smith owns it now.
And you got to remember, too, the equipment that they wore back then was not as protective as the equipment they have today. All the technology and all the science that goes into manufacturing the equipment today to protect the player, they didn't have back then.
Yeah.
Like Ron said, he was just taking a beating.
Yeah, and it was tough. And they didn't have the penalties that they have now. Horse collar? Oh, you could do it back then.
Sure.
Wait a minute, grab the face mask?
Yeah.
Mask? Oh, you can go ahead and do that then.
Sure.
And they did. Well, let's see. The day before, WWE's, I don't know if you're familiar with this guy or not, I am, superstar Billy Graham died at the age of 79. Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair and all of those, they came after superstar Billy Graham, and that guy was quite the showman. We'll miss him. Queen Elizabeth's funeral. Hey, guys, how much do you think her funeral cost? Just off the top of your head.
Oh, I'd say about $5 million.
Yeah, about 15.
Okay. Queen Elizabeth's funeral cost more than $200 million.
Good God.
Oh, you hear me? $200 million. What could they have done for the citizens with $200 million aside from what they did? I understand they believe in royalty and all of that stuff. I'm not hip to that. But $200 million. And who pays for that?
No, I guess the taxpayer.
Citizens,
yeah.
You better believe it.
I saw what Jay-Z and Beyonce did with their $200 million. They bought a new home.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm coming back with that. Ian Tunji, is that his name? Tunji?
Winner of American Idol?
That's it. He won American Idol. And they were using him to promote the program for quite a while. And apparently he grabbed everybody's heartstrings and just did what he had to do.
Talented guy, too.
Yeah. Well, the most expensive house ever sold in California was bought by the guys you all were talking about, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Wow.
A 30,000 foot.
30,000 square feet. Can you imagine? 30,000 square feet. That's like probably, this restaurant probably isn't even 10,000 square feet. This is probably maybe 4,000 or 5,000 square feet. So imagine 30,000 square feet.
It was a minimalist who designed the house and everything from Japan.
Minimalist, I like that.
And from the ceiling to the floor, the walls, glass.
Wow.
$200 million is what they paid.
Can't imagine $200 million for a house.
See, that's great because you can go on one side of the house, she'll stay on the other side, and that
never see each other.
Forever.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it
I did
better.
see pictures.
I can't lie.
$200 million? It better look fabulous.
The views look pretty cool. And
it's a good looking stack of bricks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're a billionaire, you can do that. Miley Cyrus says she's done with touring now because it makes her feel alone. Because she's, they put this little wall up around you for guests and everything else, and they put her back. She says she's done with touring now for good.
Wow.
Honey Boo Boo has graduated from high school.
What is she, 23 now?
She's 17, I think. And for those of you who are probably curious, no, she was not valedictorian. All right.
You got to be kidding.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have not heard from the royal family after the alleged car chase they had. And a lot of people are saying there was no car chase in New York. You don't have that much room to have
how
big
can you
car
have
chase.
A chase in that city?
Yeah. Whoopi Goldberg called him out last week on that. She says, I don't know. Well, I'll put it this way. Tiger Woods is now going through this big hassle with his former employee over their non-disclosure. I don't understand. If you sign a non-disclosure agreement, meaning you can't talk about anything that went on with that employee, why do you want to go ahead and try to go ahead and ditch it so you can make more money? That's the case.
All of a sudden lawsuit.
Yeah, you know what? I'm hoping they say, no, you signed it. You knew what it was. You're a grown woman. You call it good. And bad news for Priscilla Presley as well. They finally, I think it was Riley Keough, her grandson, whatever the case may be. Priscilla Presley wanted to be buried at Graceland next to Elvis. And they said no. Everybody said no because Elvis is buried on either. Well, he's buried, of course, but on either side of him are his parents.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have to dig one of them up and put her in. So they just said, no, Priscilla, sorry, but you do not get a chance to be buried next to your ex-husband.
Wow.
That, my friend, is your Hollywood Update.
All right, we got to get to the dumbass joke of the day. Right here on the Jack and Ron video podcast, #1 video podcast in America, worldwide, coast to coast. We're leading everybody in that race. Dumbass joke of the day. We have 3 very cheesy jokes. We ask Ron to pick one of those cheesy jokes. So again, Ron gets to pick his cheese. Here we go. #1, best friends. #2, the priest. #3, the married couple. Again, best friends, the priest, the married couple.
I believe in friendship. Best friends. I believe in friendships. That's something that can survive almost anything until you get married. Then it all goes to hell in a handbasket. But go ahead.
All right. Two guys who have been best friends for many, many years, sitting in a bar, having drinks. While they're pounding down a few adult beverages, the one best friend says to the other, "You know, we're so close as friends. I have a question for you. If I slept with your wife, would that make us family?" His friend says, "No, but it would make us even."
Oh, wait just a minute. Doggone it, that's good.
All right.
Jack started out hot.
Starting out warm.
All right.
Why don't I give you another one?
Oh, yeah, please.
A guy gets on a bus carrying a newspaper. The guy reeks of liquor and cigarette smoke. And he's just a little bit on the tipsy side, and he proceeds to sit down right next to a priest who's on the bus. He starts reading his newspaper, and a few minutes later, he says to the priest, "Hey, what causes arthritis?" And the priest turns to him and says, "I'll tell you what causes arthritis. It's drinking hard liquor, smoking cigarettes, hanging out with loose women." The guy says, "Oh, okay, thanks." The guy goes back to reading his newspaper. A few minutes later, the priest kind of feels bad about being so rude. He says to the guy, "Hey, I'm sorry, fella. I just got carried away a little while ago. I didn't mean to come off so harsh. So how long have you had arthritis?" And the guy goes, "Oh, I don't have arthritis. I was just reading where the Pope has it." Where the Pope has it. All right. One last one. And I'll try to get through it without stumbling. Couple's been married a long time. They've been married 10 years, still living in an apartment. The wife always complaining about everything, and she was tired of saving every penny to buy that dream home. While trying to please her, the husband found a new apartment within their budget. However, after the first week, she began complaining again. She said to her husband, "I don't like this place. I don't like it at all. There are no curtains in the bathroom. The neighbors can see me every time I take a bath." And her husband says, "Don't worry. If the neighbors do see you, they'll buy us some curtains." Hey!
You had a big opening, huge ending.
3 for 30.
Brother, look at you.
Not bad. Not bad. All right. Very well.
Man, you need to take a week off more.
Yeah.
You're coming back with stuff like that. That's great.
By the way, Bobby Burleson is watching us today, too. Hey, Bobby, thanks for joining us here. You can join us on this podcast every Monday at 1 o'clock, except next week, Memorial Day, May 29th. We are off for the holiday, but we'll return the following week, obviously, Monday, 1 o'clock from Othello's Italian Restaurant in Edmond, where we are right now. And we want to remind you to go to our website, jackandron.com, jackandron.com. jackandron.com. Plenty of things on there for you to see and experience and witness. And we're also live on YouTube every Monday. That's something that we hadn't done for a while, is go live on YouTube. And if you go to the Jack and Ron Show on YouTube, you'll be able to watch us live on YouTube on Mondays as well.
Kind of scary when you say witness. Witness, really?
Yeah, witness. It does kind of fall under that heading. All right. It's time for Tribond. We're getting close to the wrap-up here. Tribond, where we give you 3 words. You have to come up with 1 word that works with a 3. Now, this is what we gave you last time we were here, which was, what was that, May 8th, I think we were here. Okay.
I wrote down the answer, and I lost it.
Uh-oh. I believe you. Here we go. Here are the 3 words for today.
Okay.
Or from last week. Banana, pudding, garlic. This one was so easy.
Oh, wait a minute.
I've always said that a 3-legged dog with no tail and an eye patch could get it.
I remember what the answer, and I believe it was Richard that came across with that answer.
Bread is right. Yeah. Way to go, Richard. Yeah. Banana bread, banana pudding, garlic bread.
No wonder I forgot about it, because somebody already guessed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, now we've got one for today, and we will reveal the answer officially on June 5th when we return. Like I said, next week, Memorial Day, we are off. Tribond for today. 3 words. You got to come up with 1 word that works with a 3. Your 3 words today.
All right, take it easy. I'm writing them down.
Boy, bottle, park.
Hey, would you give them to me one more time?
Oh, yeah, I guess I will. Boy, bottle, park. Come on now, that one's pretty simple, isn't it? I'm telling you what, a monkey with no tail and a banana could get that. I promise you, a chicken with one feather and no pecker could get this one. It's that simple. Want me to give it to you one more time? I'll do it. Boy, bottle, park. All right, there you go. We'll get the answer. Maybe Richard has it already. It's always his wife, Richard, our producer. His wife always seems to be on point and sends him the answer like immediately. She must be very good at playing the game of Tribond.
Yeah, she's quick.
Yeah.
Does she have a guess, an answer?
She hasn't said it. She sent me a list of ice creams. So
she what?
She sent me a list of ice creams.
Sent you a list of ice creams?
Oh, seems like you got some duties when we get off the air.
Yeah, all right.
You got a little errand to run.
Stop by Sonic and
get some ice cream. All right, very well. All right. I guess we got to wrap this up with Too Tough Trivia.
All right, Too Tough Trivia. The question: there are only 2 states in America that have both a Hardee's and a Carl's Jr. What are they? What are these 2 states?
I said Oklahoma and Kansas. Richard said Oklahoma and Texas. But now I'm thinking about it. It may be Oklahoma and Missouri.
Oh, well, that's not it. No, but you're going in the right direction. There's a clue.
Colorado? No.
South Dakota?
No,
I said
up in that area.
Iowa?
No.
Dang.
Utah. And I know why. Folks may not guess this because no. Remember, what did you say?
Montana?
Home of Yellowstone. No, that's not it.
Wyoming, man, that's way up.
Well, like I said, it was up there. Besides that, what else do they have in Wyoming?
Yellowstone.
No, that's Montana.
That's Montana. Wyoming, horses, cows. I don't know.
That's why they hold on to that. Whatever they have to hold on to.
to.
Don't let it leave. Don't leave it. Anyway, Oklahoma and Wyoming are the only states that have a Hardee's and a Carl's Jr.
And they're basically both the same restaurant.
Yeah.
They just have different names. Yeah.
I
never understood that.
That kind of bugged me when they owned by the same company, different names, and it's like,
but same restaurant.
Yeah. Do you think we can't figure that out? Give me a break.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. I guess we're going to wrap this up and get out of here. We want to thank you. We want to thank Richard. We want to thank the people of Othello's Italian Restaurant. There's a location here in Norman where we broadcast from every Monday. There's one in Norman on Campus Corner. If you're looking for great Italian food, you want to come to Othello's. We're located at 1 South Broadway in historic downtown Edmond. Mm-hmm. And like I said, on Campus Corner in Norman. Great Italian food, great service, great people. I love it all. Get the meat ravioli. Oh,
hey, I
so
want
good.
a big old plate of spaghetti and meatballs, man.
That's so
with
good.
Some garlic bread. And don't forget about the Flash Hauler as well, my friend.
Yeah.
With the service providers. Let me tell you, if you're doing anything to your home where you need to go ahead and move stuff around, and maybe you're like me, you've worked hard all your life and your back is sore, well, you can go ahead and let them go ahead and take care of it. You want stuff delivered from this point A to point whatever, letter of the alphabet you want. Flash Hauler, they got it for you, my friend.
Yeah, Flash Hauler. Go to flashhauler.com, FLASHOLR.com. Do it today because they can move anything you need moved. If you've gone to a big box store, you bought an item and they said, oh yeah, we can deliver it, but it's going to be 4 or 5 days. Go to flashhauler.com. You can usually get it done the same day, if not that tomorrow for sure.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because
they're a little Mini Cooper.
Yeah, and it doesn't work. Hey, Flash Hauler, they're the answer to so many of your problems. Give them a call.
Yeah, and go to flashhauler.com. Check
go.
it out. All right, we got to get out of here. Remember, too, you can call us right now. Why don't you call the number? 405-509-5030. 405-509-5030. Call and leave us a message. Meanwhile, when you go out to do what you do, do it like Jack and Ron. Be the best at what you do, like Jack and Ron. Give it 110, 120, 130% effort.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Good day.